Welcome back to Ripe Reviews. Today we're talking about Predator Badlands from 2025, directed by Dan Trachtenburg. Is this the much-needed course correction for this series? We're going to find out. I'm Joel Escola.
And I'm Sean O'Rourke.
So yeah, man, it's finally here. It came. Predator Badlands came out. It was one of our most anticipated films, I think, of this year, for me at least. I don't know about you.
It was not at all, but
Really?
as far as like something to cover on Movie Dumpster, because we always like to come back to Predator as one of our favorite franchises. I think between the two of us.
Well, it is one of my favorite franchises. That's why I was looking forward to it.
No, same. But
I liked Prey.
I've kind of been. I think I mentioned on the show the last couple of years, but I've been trying not to watch trailers a lot. So I think I saw the first teaser, and I was like, I don't need to see anything else. I'm hooked. But it wasn't like Superman was probably my most anticipated, honestly.
Sure.
And then
one of, right?
Yeah. I don't know. It's just I kind of forgot about it for a while, and then when it was coming out, I was like, oh yeah, fucking Predator. I think as it also got delayed, maybe that's why I'm saying that.
Sure.
But we're gonna talk about what we thought of this.
Yeah.
So, like you said, is it a course correction? Obviously, a very different direction than Prey took. Same director.
Yeah. Well, that's what the whole thing was. Like, we had Prey, which we liked, and you can check out our Ripe review on that. But then there was also Predator Killer of Killers that had came out in between these two films. I don't know if you got a chance to watch that.
I did watch it. The animated I don't know if it's quite. It's a little bit of an anthology. The wraparound
it's like an anthology. Yeah.
There's the wraparound that turns into part 4 is the conclusion, which I actually thought was. I don't know if I don't want to steal your thunder on this, but I thought it was pretty good. Interesting concept. It's kind of that idea we talked about in Prey in our Predator 2 episode with Tony from Hack the Movies. We were like, hey, if we're going to do another Prey, the samurai idea, or I think I said like a Middle Eastern idea or something in that. And we kind of got that. We got Vikings and stuff.
Yeah, I was hoping that they were going to do like we always
kind of got it, right?
I say we, the collective we, the fans that wanted like a samurai story with a Predator, and the one from that is fucking awesome.
Samurai and ninja. I was like, holy shit, we get them both.
Yeah. However, that story is very much like a softball pitch to Badlands because it's kind of similar. Yeah, it's really similar, that story. If you watch that story in Killer of Killers, the samurai one, or the ninja one, rather, or Feudal Japan, if you will, it's very similar to the Badlands plot.
Okay, I will say at least the brother element.
Yeah. Oh, big time.
But
that's
beyond that, I don't agree. But I'll give you that. At least the connection between family, that is absolutely
I'm saying the structure, the outline there. Is
Dan Trachtenburg also wrote and directed that.
Sure.
So it's kind of these 3 back-to-back he's been involved with. So I'm sure he had that in the back of his head. You're probably right.
100%. Yeah. And that's what I'm kind of getting at. Because I was talking to Chris about it, which Chris, who we do Talks from the Dark Side
Chris
with.
Barr, yeah.
That series that we do with him. He had seen it, Badlands, and he liked it as well.
He hasn't been on for Predator yet. We got to get his ass on a Predator review, but he's our other Predator expert over here on the dumpster.
Maybe not expert, but definitely super fan. You know
I mean? In our pool of friends. Yeah. Tony might be the 4th on that list, but Chris definitely beats him out. We've known for years. Him and you've had the stories over the years of you guys going to the movies.
Yeah, and
together.
we're like big fans of the comic.
Yeah,
huge fans of the original movies and stuff like that. And we talked about it in our Predator 2 review, which you can go check out. Still the best Predator sequel as far as this recording goes.
I would still agree with that. Yeah. I actually went down and rewatched every Predator movie. Yeah. I wasn't going to quite make it, but then we had to move this recording a couple days. Like, yes, I got a couple extra days to watch The Predator. Wow. Don't know if I regret that decision. But it will inform this review, I will say that.
That was the only one I went back to watch because I'm like, man, I really didn't like that one either.
I didn't like it very much either. Yeah. I can't say I flat out hated it. I think it's between that and AVP. They're both... AVPR did not revisit, but that's the only one I didn't rewatch. I watched all the other Predator films.
So we're going to talk about our initial thoughts of Badlands, but what I will say about The Predator...
Sure. Interesting ideas. Execution, not so much. In my opinion, at least.
There's a lot of good things in that movie, but there's also a lot of bad things in that movie. And that kind of, it keeps it back from being a good Predator movie.
I feel like if we ever actually did another Predator review that's not a Ripe, I feel like we probably should cover Predators, but it might be an interesting conversation to one day, maybe far down the road, to cover the Predator. It might be kind of fun, right?
If we went full out and did another Predator review, like a full review, I'd have to go back, rewatch everything, and really give my full opinion again. And because I'd have to like really bring the whole scope.
Sure, like a sequel to our Predator 2 review, essentially.
Yeah, I'd have to bring the whole scope of everything together just to kind of for my opinion.
Yeah, just an interesting idea as we're talking about it. I don't know.
No,
maybe
100%.
it'll go nowhere.
Yeah, 100%. I wouldn't say no.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. There's enough to talk about. There's a lot. Actually, The Predator, there's a lot to talk about.
And kind of like...
both good and bad, but a lot.
At its core, I think The Predator has a lot of good stuff about it. And the one thing I will say about that movie, which I'm going to be talking about specifically a lot when we get to Badlands, is that it feels like a Predator movie. It might not be great, but it feels like a Predator movie.
You were saying that earlier, and I was thinking about that, and I'm like, parts of that movie, I do agree.
Sure.
But then you have, like, this really over-the-top bad comedy with these, like, lunatic war veterans, which I'm like, I kind of like that concept of, like, these guys that were, like, pushed to the side by the government and kind of forgotten about, and then literally about to get lobotomized in the beginning of the film, and they saved the day. But I just think that some of that comedy is just like... oh, it's not even one of the crazy characters. Actually, Olivia Munn, like, oh, what a beautiful motherfucker, like that stuff. Like we complain about that in
I hate that stuff.
That's too much.
But I think another huge problem with the series is that Jim and John Thomas don't come fucking back to like write.
Well, they never came back since 2, right?
Yeah, I know they haven't come back to write any of these movies. And I think a big problem with The Predator is like you just have Shane Black and Fred Decker writing.
That's true. Yeah, and that's part of it for sure.
And that's a problem because like the stuff that Shane Black did for the first Predator movie are a couple of those one-liners, but he didn't write the overall story.
Lean too deeply into that. But this is not the Predator review.
No.
That's just our little side tangent.
Yeah, well, it's relevant. It's relevant.
Yes,
it's a precursor to this because we're talking about Badlands.
And it was before Prey, just like we kind of already mentioned. If you take Prey out of the equation, because on a rewatch, I feel like I still like Prey a lot, and I still think... spoilers, it might be the second best Predator sequel. Again, we'll get to it at the end here.
I think I'd agree with that. Yeah.
But I on a rewatch, I do think, and we even talked about this in our review of that movie, that it is still very different than those first 2 films. Like the vibes are there, but those first 2 are way more action heavy, way more with the one-liners, a lot more tension. But Prey, a lot of those calm moments, a lot of the stalking sequences is what made that very memorable. The characters, of course, too.
But it's also more
classic.
It's a more horror. It's a horror forward.
Yeah, like the first one, especially.
It's a creature feature horror forward thing.
Exactly.
And I think that's when Predator is best handled, in my opinion.
I would agree. No, I agree.
Yeah, so before we get into the real meat of the movie, we always like to do on our Ripe Reviews where we're going to give our initial thoughts about Predator Badlands without going spoilery, and then we're going to do a spoiler section where we're going to break down a few of the things and kind of get into the minutia of it. So for Predator Badlands, what are your initial thoughts like overall?
I fucking love this movie.
Yeah.
I like this a lot. Now, this is something we're going to probably talk about a lot in this review, so I won't vociferate on it now. It definitely doesn't feel like your classic Predator like we were just talking about with Prey. Yeah. But I do like the different direction. Now, I have a feeling that some of the things I'm going to say you may disagree with, just from knowing you for many years.
Sure.
But I don't know. I could kind of be into this idea of this if this is its own contained thing, Badlands, like, because the way that this movie kind of ends, they set it up for a sequel. I'll just say that. I don't think that's a huge spoiler.
No, and they keep doing that.
A lot of movies do.
It's becoming a trend to like build up this universe thing.
That's true. Well, even not to just keep bringing up the Predator, they have that Iron Man Predator thing at the end and the tease.
That was like, fuck, get the fuck out of my face. That's what I wanted to say.
The idea that could come back, I guess.
Well, that's what I wanted to say about the Predator is like that whole last half of the movie was completely fucking botched and like we're rewritten and reshot and all this shit.
Right.
Like the emissary Predators aren't in it. That's like a whole thing.
Oh, right. Yeah.
But even like Killer of Killers at the end, you know.
Oh, right, yeah.
Spoilers for that if you haven't seen it. It's been out for long enough, I think, that I can spoil it a little bit.
Long enough.
But like at the end of the movie, at the end of Predator Killer of Killers, the Predators have abducted the champions who have defeated Predators. Yeah, and it's like, okay, I don't know if I need that. I like the idea of them being an honorable race of aliens to be like, okay, you fucking bested us. Here's your Raphael Adolini pistol. Here, go fuck yourself.
Right,
you know what I mean?
right. I think it works as an animated film. Maybe this is a cop-out answer to that, but I think as a live action, I might be a little bit more critical of Killers of Killers.
Well,
it was the action would be incredible because the action they put on the screen and that animation is like so unbelievable.
And it's a fun idea for an animated series.
Yeah.
Right?
Especially the way with it ends where they kind of tease, well, if we got the Killer of Killers, of course, we also have Naru, Arnold Schwarzenegger, which is a good teaser. I hope they never make that.
I hated that. No,
really?
I hated that they had them frozen to fight later.
That was cool.
Nah, that's not for me.
I feel like that's maybe Dan Trachtenberg has talked about this so I am tying on my ass a little bit, but I would like to hope that's kind of like a what if, like, DC does their elsewhere shit.
It's fine if it's animated, because okay, fine, it exists in its own thing.
Right, but if we get a movie where Arnold, Danny Glover, and Mid-Thunder walk out.
They're fucking talking about bringing Schwarzenegger back for the next one. I'm like, I don't fucking need it.
For the next live action one?
Yeah.
Oh, because I could see, again, I just said I don't need it, but if they did Killer of the Killers 2 and they did that idea, again, don't need it. But it could be interesting if Arnold voiced the character.
I give it a pass if it's animated, because it's a different kind of medium. But like bringing it back for like a live action like arc, I'm good on that.
I'm not into that.
But I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Oh, no, you're good. I liked it a lot, and I want to save a lot of why I liked it for the spoilers, because, again, I didn't watch those other trailers, so I really don't know what was spoiled beyond just the basic concept of this predator going to another planet and doing their hunt to be blooded.
Yeah.
Which, to be fair, is somewhat of a common theme in this movie. Is if they don't always explicitly say that, our heroes usually figuring that out throughout the film.
Yeah, and that is a concept that had come out of Predator 2 and then dovetailed into the Dark Horse comics.
Okay, yeah, because Predator 2, honestly, I mean, not that one didn't set shit up. Obviously, you need that first one to establish everything, but 2. And I think you've talked about this before, where they establish a lot of these ideas, and some movies run with it, some don't, especially the spaceship.
Yeah.
And 2, they kind of just totally fucking said, well, we don't like that design. It's classic, in my opinion, but they've kind of stuck with this more futuristic, kind of stereotypical spaceship the last few movies.
Yeah, we
see that here, too.
We talked about that, about Predator 2, and how Predator 2 kind of opened the door for building upon the lore in general, and kind of giving a bigger glimpse into the Yautja culture and all that kind of stuff. Because the ship is fucking awesome in 2. And even I'll go as far as to say is like, this isn't a spoiler. Well, let me talk about what I like about Badlands.
Yeah. But we can continue that thought when we get to spoilers about the ship. It's just something that I just wanted to mention briefly before we got into it.
No, 100%. And now let me get right in front of this, because I don't think Badlands is a bad movie. All right? So I want to have that. I want everybody to know that before we have this conversation.
Sure.
Like, I think Predator Badlands was a good movie. I think it was fun. I think it was entertaining. I think people are going to like it. I just don't feel like it's a Predator movie to me. It didn't scratch the itch that I wanted, especially with, again, we just talked about Prey, where that was a great stepping stone, in my opinion. And then when it was announced that Badlands was announced, and they were talking about going to the homeworld and all that kind of stuff, I'm like, fuck, we're finally going to get like a Dark Horse comic style movie, which we kind of do, but there are problems with it. And my problems pretty much stem from the fact that, like, it's very Star Wars.
Oh, wow.
It's very Marvel. And I think I don't think that sheen works with Predator. I mean, it works for a lot of people. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, it just made a bunch of money and people love it. And
I just said I fucking loved it.
Well, yeah, but there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying that you're stupid or...
I didn't take it that way.
No, I know. But like, for me, it's just like, that's not what I personally want from a Predator movie. And like, again, not to say that it wasn't a good time and like it's fun and all that stuff. It was just a little too much and like felt too similar. Like, everybody was like, oh, that's great. It went in a different direction. I'm like, yeah, but it's also going in a direction that all these previous things, like Star Wars, it had a lot of Mandalorian vibes, especially if you watch the series. Did you watch the series?
I have not yet. They did actually. I said this to you beforehand.
They did the movie trailer.
Yeah, they threw the trailer right before fucking the movie popped on, but which I did see, because I try to time that shit to 25 minutes, because AMC says between 25 and 30, but sometimes I still get that last trailer. I always see it right before Nicole Kidman walks out.
We come to the place to watch Predators. No, but you know, it just feels like that right from the opening.
I could see it.
Right from the opening of the movie, I was like, this feels like Mando. And like, a lot of the things that were happening through it felt like Mando. And the journey of the Predator kind of feels that way, especially with the friends that he makes along the way and all that kind of stuff.
I mean, it is straight up an adventure movie.
It's an adventure movie.
That's why I think I like it so much.
Yeah. It's a fun time.
We're always talking about horror and action movies on here, the occasional sci-fi picture. But I am a big, and I think you are too, Joe, a big adventure fan. I mean, Indiana Jones is part of my childhood. So when I see stuff like this, I think maybe that's that part of my body that scratches itched or itches scratch, however the fuck you say that. Yeah. And so maybe that's part of it. But you're right. And I maybe was starting to kind of say that before you gave your thought, is that it does kind of feel a little bit like Star Wars. I mean, Dan Trachtenberg even said in interviews, he wanted our main character, Deck, and the android character, played by Ali Fanning, to be Chewbacca and C-3PO, and that is what it is. And I'm okay with that, but I totally get where you're coming from, because that is not silent predator stalking people, finding its preferred trophy, figuring out how to fuck with them, like Danny Glover especially. But
but like, how do I say this? Like,
it's a very different feel.
A traditional Predator movie is more like sci-fi horror.
Yeah.
Right?
But the action's got to be there. You're right.
Yeah. No, straight up, it's an action movie, but like, there's a sci-fi horror element that I like to it.
The cloaking, the growls, the using mimicking speech against you.
It's dark and dingy and gross and primal. And I just felt like this was a little bit polished and bright and goofy.
Like, it was a little goofy.
I
don't think it's the Predator levels of goofy, and maybe that's part of the issue where Shane Black.
That's a different kind of thing, though.
It is. But I'm just saying, maybe when Shane Black proverbially kicked the door down with that movie, it opened up that idea. Because I feel like a lot of people, and I'm not saying you're saying this, you did mention Marvel and Star Wars specifically, so I don't put words in your mouth, but a lot of people are saying the Disneyfication of Predator.
I don't really want to say that either, because that's not fair to say, but like, it totally feels that way.
I guess my point of bringing specifically the Predator up, or even Predators, or even AVP, this has already been moving in this direction for a long time, whether you like it or not, the general you, or you, Joe, for that matter. But, that's the problem with franchises. We talked about it many times. I'm the biggest complainer about I love these franchises until I fucking watch them. Halloween comes to mind, of course. But I could totally see where you're coming from. You're making points that I can't even argue with, because you're like, no, it doesn't feel like Predator. But to me, I'm also like, wow, I'm really invested in what they're showing on screen. I haven't read the comics. I don't have that background.
Sure.
I'm familiar with that they exist. I've played some of the video games, but I feel like we're now moving into territory, especially after what we've kind of just experienced with Alien the last 5 or 6 years, where they're just not going to go to the comics. They're never going to go to the comics. They don't ever seem like the actors always talk about, I researched the comics to learn the character, but like, the movies don't ever want to go there for some reason. They want to put their spin on the Predator culture, which again, I like, but I don't have 20 years of comics in my brain that I'm like, holy shit, this would be so cool.
Well, I don't know.
You know what I mean, though?
Yeah, well, to that, I want to comment on two things you said. So with the alien stuff, you had Romulus that came out.
Which we both weren't crazy about.
And while my biggest problems were that were like the fucking Black Goo and
that's what I mean.
Ian Holm. Those were the two big no-nos for that movie. But everything else I really like.
The baby alien at the end was weird.
That's what I mean. The Black Goo shit.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I liked Andy. It felt right. I think Fetty did a really good job capturing the essence of what an alien movie is.
Sure.
So I'll give him that much. And I just don't think it translated.
Compared to Predator, I get what you're saying.
Yeah, it didn't translate right, and that's why I'm kind of on the fence about this. Sure. Like, so and Alien Earth too. I watched.
I still didn't get around to that. I'm sorry, I kind of dropped the ball on that one.
No, you're good.
As the weeks go by, you missed a couple episodes. I'll catch up, and then it's like 6 episodes. Are like, all right, where do I find 6 fucking hours? And then I watch every Predator movie instead.
Well, that's what I mean. So you pick and choose.
You pick and choose. I mean, hey, you got to do what you got to do, right?
So, I really love Alien, and I was really anticipating that as well, and I thought it was pretty damn good up until the mid-season, which is a whole nother conversation, but that was getting it right until it didn't.
Sure.
And then I was like, where are we going with this shit? And then it starts to turn into something that feels like the Predator Badlands, where it's like,
changes course almost.
Well, we're putting a team together and all this. And I'm like, I don't know
Guardians of the Galaxy.
I don't know if I fucking need this. This is not what I want. Like, I like, when it comes to Alien and Predator, I like open and closed stories. Especially Predator.
I think you've even mentioned that in the past. The Predator, especially, you're big on that.
I just think it works better. Especially, it makes you, especially when you have to put the effort in to give a shit about the characters in a Predator or Predator 2 kind of situation, or even Prey. That was like, Prey was great.
Prey had to be separate, right?
Prey was great until they came back and were like, hey, you got to come with us or whatever.
The post-credit thing?
Yeah.
Wow, we never got. Again, she's in a cryogenic chamber with Arnold and Danny Glover.
That's what I mean.
Right?
I don't fucking need that. I don't need that. But with that being said,
let's get into
this
motherfucker.
Yeah,
this beautiful motherfucker, to quote Olivia Wilde or Olivia Munn. Excuse me.
Let's get into the spoilers for this. Here we go. Okay, So I mentioned the Disney stuff. Now, I knew that Elle Fanning was going to be the comedy relief, buddy cop, fucking C-3PO backpack. I even made that fucking joke to Chris when they first announced it. I was like, what is it? What are they going to be like, C-3PO? Like, what's going on here?
I didn't even think about it again because I don't know if they even went into any of her like kind of.
Well, you didn't watch any of the trailers.
Just the teaser where you just kind of see her eyes moving and see the Weyland-Yutani symbol, which again, if we didn't say it, we've already kind of implied it. But like Alien and Predator, they're always crossing over the last like 2 decades because they're owned by the same company, and there's a lot of that crossover from the comics.
But then people want that. And people want AVP. You know what I mean?
It's the one crossover I'm all about. Don't get me wrong.
Because it merges well together.
Yes,
the perfect organism versus the ultimate hunter. You know what I mean?
I'm still fighting for one day maybe getting an actually good AVP movie. Maybe if it's 10 years from now, one day.
It's definitely coming, but I don't know if
it's the way you want it.
I don't know if it's going to be what I want.
We'll
like I want Machiko, I want the whole fucking 9 yards, and I just don't think that's what they're setting up. I think we're going to have
the Badlands meets the Romulus crew by part 3 of Badlands.
That's when I feel like something is coming.
Yeah, the thought was entering my mind for sure.
Yeah.
But the Disney shit. Okay, so the Grogu character, let's just say it.
Yeah, it's Grogu.
Sonic the fucking Hedgehog. Yeah. The Sonic fuck. I love this. Listen, I love this thing.
The Talisk. Yes, I think it's cute and fine and fun.
The baby Talisk. Yeah.
But like
Bud.
That put it over for me. I was like, this is too much. I was like, this is too much.
Especially when you mention Mandalorian, it's hard not to.
Yeah, and like that's what it is. It's fucking Mando and Grogu. The whole scene where the Predator and the little baby Talisk are like mimicking each other and shit.
I'm like, Grogu does that shit?
Yeah.
I haven't watched it, so I just am doing the base level comparison.
But it's like all cutesy bullshit that I'm like,
You've seen it already.
Not only that I see it already, it's like I just don't need that for a Predator movie.
I don't know. I kind of love the cheeky character that can't communicate, like the thing from fucking Lost in Space is maybe
the blurp,
or
whatever the fuck it is. Yeah.
I was thinking of that a lot, especially like the big eyes. It's like a cat monkey essentially. Again, I'm joking about Sonic because it's blue and it's rolling around through this fucking razor grass.
Yeah, it's not cool. Like,
but I get it's impossible not to think of.
Yeah, but it's not. No, I'm not saying that it sucks. I'm not saying that it's stupid. I'm saying that I just don't know if it has a place in a Predator movie.
Plus Elle Fanning with the comical dialogue on top of it.
Now, that's another thing, too, because I knew that she was going to be like a semi-comedic relief in the movie, and I'm like, okay, fine, but as long as it's not too much, right? But every fucking word out of her mouth was a joke. It was like, I don't know.
90% of it, that's fair.
Dude, 90% of the dialogue is like a witticism or something, and I'm just kind of like, I'm good. And it's
all robot humor. It's very like classic pixie robot, which again,
you mean Manic Pixie Dream Girl?
That's literally what it is. I mean, I'm kind of into it. I don't know. It is stereotypical. I'm sorry. Like I realize that, but it's like I'm kind of eating the stereotypical candy. I'm like,
it's not about being stereotypical. It's just about having no business being in
Predator.
Right? I don't know. Like
it's kind of like when we were talking about that Crow remake. I totally get where you're coming from.
Like so, like the intro of the movie where like Deck is
with his brother.
So the Deck and his brother Quay and their father and like Quay's like protecting him, which I don't think would really happen in the Predator Society. Like, he would have just fucking killed him.
Sure. No, I mean, that is kind of like plot needs to exist. You're right. I mean,
I know, but like to choose to do that for this film, I don't know if I needed my brother saved me and I'm avenging his death so much as I need, you're a fucking outcast, get the fuck out. You're going to go on this hunt and we're going to send you to your doom. You know what I mean?
That could have been an interesting angle, too.
I just rather, like...
I felt like, I mean, we keep saying Star Wars, but honestly, like, Star Wars, which is based on this concept, too, it kind of felt like a samurai movie in some respects.
Sure.
I
mean, big time.
Because it's kind of an Ouroboros situation when I say that.
Star Wars was heavily influenced by
That's what I mean by
films,
that. Yeah, head eating the tail kind of situation. So I was thinking both. I mean, again, I'm not going to even, try to lie or say otherwise. You're 100% right. But again, what did I just say? I'm eating that fucking candy. I'm into it. I will say that scene when they're fighting is a little too dark, but they're in a fucking cave. I don't know. That was the one I was like, all right, this is cool, but I don't know what the fuck's happening.
I thought it was a little too close.
I could have been my theater.
Yeah. I mean,
sometimes that's hard.
Again, like the choreography's fine. It's cool. Like I like the weapons and shit like that. That's pretty neat. But
I think what they're trying to establish, and again, it sounds like you didn't like it, but this idea that maybe not this clan, because they're trying to start to, in the cinematic universe at least, They've talked about it in Predators a little bit, and again, Predator 2 is that scene at the end.
There are different clans.
They're different clans,
or different tribes,
and Predators especially, which to my knowledge, these are all canon.
You know, you see Yautja Prime in this movie, but you also see it in Alien vs. Predator Requiem.
Same idea, yeah.
But like that looks more like what I was expecting Yautja Prime to look like.
Sure, a lot of this too, like outside of like our main character, his brother, and his father, like literally the last minute in the movie, you don't ever see them without the mask off. So we don't know. We could potentially get this style of our classic. I mean, maybe that's a wishful thinking for a sequel, but our classic 1 and 2 Predators might still show up.
Oh, we're talking about the look of them now? Because we could do that, too.
I'm not necessarily want to go deep into that yet, but I was just thinking about that concept because we're talking about the clans. Because Predator sets up, there's bigger ones always hunting the smaller ones. There's blood feuds, which again are in the books and comics.
Yeah, well, there's like the Bad Blood thing. Even go as far as like Concrete Jungle, the video game. I wish that was a fucking movie.
I've heard good things. I don't know if I've ever played that one or not. I know you've mentioned it a few times.
It's really good. It's probably that needs an HD remake.
Sign me up. But just the final thought on that is just, I think it's interesting what they're setting up for people that aren't going to read that extra material, even though it's all there.
And I understand that there's things in this that were kind of a little cringy to me, but like I totally understand why they're there.
I liked it in some of it. I'm like, all right, that's a bit much with the robots sometimes. I agree.
They're like it's you're a Yautja, you're pretty small aren't you a little short for a Yautja? You know what I mean? That kind of shit. And I'm like, okay, I get it.
They're doing that too because they're trying to keep his dialogue to the minimum, at least the first half of the film. At least that jungle part of it. It does change eventually. I do think it's funny as hell though when he's carrying her around because half of her body, the bottom half of her body's cut off, and that's the gimmick throughout the movie. That's why she's getting carried around like C-3PO.
And I think some of that's fun. You know what I mean?
Where she's like asking him 100 questions like a 4-year-old. I'm like, all right, that's what would probably happen. And this guy, you're lucky he's not ripping your fucking head off.
Yeah, well, because she's a special weapons or a bioweapon synth.
Right,
but like
this is the alien shit, right? Yeah, the crossover.
I want to talk about that in 1 second.
It's hard. This has a lot of topics. There's
a lot of stuff, but I want to get the Predator stuff out of the way.
You want to just talk about that,
and then we'll talk about the synth stuff. Yeah,
because you were not a fan of the look of this for a long time.
I'm not a fan of I wasn't a fan of the look in Prey either.
I remember that you mentioned that, and you were like, when the mask came off, I was like, take it out. I remember you saying that.
I was checked the fuck out when the mask came off. I was like, he looked like a big bug, and I'm like,
So what about this one? What didn't you like about it?
I'm not going to die on this fucking hill.
Yeah,
I'm just going to say
it's your opinion.
I'm just going to say it one more fucking time because everybody's like, they all look different, blah, blah, blah. Yes,
I guess that's what I was just saying.
All human beings look different, Sean. But when you rip all our fucking skin off,
there's a skeleton
you can't tell the difference between skulls, really. They're minor things, right? So even if you look at Jungle Hunter and you look at City Hunter, they don't look the same at all.
Right, but the skull structure's similar.
They look similar enough where you're like, oh, that's, okay, that's a Predator. Why I think they changed it, especially for Badlands, is because they wanted you to connect to the character. So they gave it a more human-shaped head.
Absolutely.
And I'm like, well, that's a bad idea. Like
it would have been cool to see if it was the classic and still convey those emotions. You would have, obviously.
Well, but we also could have done a practical face. I know they keep saying, oh, it couldn't have conveyed the emotions, and I'm like, I'm pretty sure it could.
Yeah, I mean, they did. I mean, I saw footage of it on
Disney. They did it in
1987.
Like,
no, yeah, well, yes, but again, for 8 minutes of the movie, not 97 minutes, Joe. Like,
yeah, but we've come so far, Sean.
Sure.
Especially
in Lord of the Rings,
especially in robotics and mechanics. Yeah. Like, I follow a bunch of special effects people who do incredible animatronic work, and they just will not fucking hire these people. And also, we're talking about Disney.
I mean, that's a problem. You're not wrong.
But we're even talking about Disney, like the Imagineers and what they've done. And like, I think about places like Stan Winston Studios in its heyday, Jim Henson's Creature Shop, the Imagineers at Disney. Like, this can all be done. We just don't fucking do it, and I don't know why.
Well, I'll tell you why. Because they shot a lot of this movie on location. They probably don't want a chance of being a problem, so they're like, "Fuck it, we'll just do it in CGI." I mean, the guy's walking around with the fucking Predator mask on, and they just.
I guess.
Same as the last movie. It's CGI alter it.
I got used to it as the movie went on, but like it was distracting for me.
Yeah, you mentioned that again, not to keep going back to Prey, but I'm sure they use a very similar technique, probably on a lower budget because they only show it at the end, whereas it's the whole movie.
Well, for Prey, to be perfectly honest, there was animatronics under there, and then they covered it up with CG. That's one thing.
Yes, that is true. There was that. Now that you're mentioning that, they did move more. But I saw footage of behind the scenes, and it didn't move around, but it was him literally in makeup.
And that look of that Predator was fucking awesome.
Dimitri Schuster. Yeah. Oh man, Colum Matangi, I think. If I fucked that up, sorry. But he's the guy who plays Deck, the suit actor and the voice actor.
Is he from New Zealand?
Let's find out. We're already on Letterboxd. Did they tell you that? No.
That's an IMDb thing.
I heard him speak in an interview. I couldn't place the accent, but he's definitely not American.
Yeah.
Or at least that's my guess. Yeah. But he was very good.
I mean, he was good. I'm not saying that anybody was particularly bad in this. I'm just...
Well, he didn't do the makeup, so...
No. It was only chosen to change it because so that it could resonate with an audience more where it looked more human.
I mean, I didn't even think about that, but the second you said it, it was like, yeah, no, that totally makes sense, because how many movies or video games that have a character like that as your protagonist does that happen? Yeah. That makes sense, but yeah, it would have been cool to see like those OG designs, and we've mentioned it before, like the pussy face is never coming back. 2 was the last one we were getting the pussy face.
What do you mean? It's the pussy face.
I don't know. 2, that is a pussy. 1, that is a pussy.
You mean the throat?
Yeah, that looks. Yeah, we never got that shit again, Joe. I just watched all of them. They abandoned. They don't have a chance in that anymore.
But like, even to your point, in The Predator, it's all a fucking animatronic mask.
Even that upgrade one is, or you mean the
upgrade is all CG?
Okay,
but
the one in the beginning.
The one in the beginning of the movie is
the
all
traitor.
Yeah, or whatever. Yeah,
it gets its fucking shit pushed in.
Yeah,
head destroyed, and then they show it later, Joe. The corpse in the morgue, and the whole head's still there. I'm like, all right, that's a fuck up.
Well, it's still broken in.
Anyway.
But like that was a trend through a lot of these movies where we're like trying to kill the past, and I'm like, why don't you just embrace the look and have fun with it rather than it's being whittled down. I feel like every iteration, you know?
Yeah, no, I can't even argue with that. I liked it, but you're making a sound argument to why it doesn't work.
It's such an iconic design, and
it is.
And you don't change Darth Vader's helmet, right?
Am
I wrong?
No, you're right.
Okay.
I think it's a little different, but yeah, I get exactly what you mean. Yeah. It's a tough. It's a pickle. Let's put it that way. Yeah. I wouldn't want to be the person in charge of that. I mean, I know Alec Guinness is involved in a consultant.
Alec Gillis.
Alec Gillis.
Not
my
Alec
bad.
Guinness.
Got Star Wars on my fucking mind, man. Obi-Wan Kenobi, help me.
I haven't heard that name in a long time.
But I know he was consultant, and he was consultant on Prey, and I know in the past you've mentioned there's other people that worked on Predator. We should get involved, but at least they have him.
That's what pisses me off too, because we keep going back to Woodruff and
Gillis.
The
Ridley Scott
and
shit.
I'm like, guys, why aren't we tapping Steve Wang?
Yeah.
There's other people.
Maybe they are, and he doesn't want to do it.
Yeah, but like, there's other people that worked on Predator that gave Predator his look.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But anyway, I thought it was fine, but I totally get where you're coming from. I was talking to you about it right after we saw the movie, and I mean, I wasn't trying to bust your chops. I really thought it looked good. I was like, I thought it looked prosthetic in some spots, and I guess it actually was. But yeah, the actual moving of the jaws,
just around his face, is not, and the rest of his suit is
okay. I saw some
suit.
It must be some scenes he had it on, some he didn't. I saw a shot of them pulling him on a cart. Others, it's all CGI.
I just don't want to. I don't want to prociferate on the look because I know
we've already talked about it
because people are like fucking weird about that, and I'm not gonna like die on that. I'm just not gonna die on that hill. I prefer a more classic look. That's just me, and I feel like it's too human looking now for me for it to be
as intimidating,
as cool or intimidating. Yeah, in my opinion.
You're not gonna get a tattoo. Not that you would necessarily get a Predator tattoo, but in this example, you're not gonna get a Badlands tattoo. You get the OG though.
No, but like when
you know what I'm saying though,
when you put a mask on these Predators, and it's not just Deck, it's his brother and his father. When you put a mask on them, they don't look like Predators anymore. In my opinion,
the skull shape is different.
It's completely different.
And like, I wouldn't go that.
And
far.
even like for this too, like. He's got all dreads underneath. Like Deck's got like his hair is like it's not hair.
It's a hairstyle.
It's not hair. It's like tendrils, right?
Wow. Again, chalk that up to the movies literally never explaining it again, Joe.
Yeah. I don't know.
Don't worry. Whenever we cover the next comic book movie on this show, I'll be doing the same shit. Obviously a little different, but you get what I'm saying.
Yeah. Anyway, about the look, whatever. I don't want to make that the main focal point of this because, like, it's. But
it's something that's important to you. I think it's
important
worth
to me. But like
about.
that. But I also want to say that didn't destroy the movie for me.
I was going to say it's not something that you're like, I can't watch the movie because it looks bad. Some people are literally saying that.
Some people won't even go see it because of that.
Yeah.
And some people are giving it shit because it's not rated R. And like, I don't think that really has any bearing on it. Like, it could still be similar in tone without showing people's guts getting ripped. I mean, there are guts getting ripped out.
They found the workaround, man. Androids and monsters.
Androids and monsters, you can rip them apart, which they do. But again, it never really, I don't know.
Like, he's cutting heads off, man, but when it's white liquid, China doesn't care. That's for sure. We know they replace all the blood with white anyway. They probably love this shit. Yeah. Like, oh, God, fine, we're not going to be blamed that we turned all the blood into cum. They did it for us. But, no, yeah, I mean, they kind of get away with a little more. And there's many movies we could sit here and talk about where the PG-13, they ride that line. Because they're like, well, it's a dinosaur. It's not a person getting killed, so we can get away with it.
Yeah,
but,
and that's the road they take, which is totally fine. But as far as like the lore of the Predator and all that stuff goes, it goes heavy on that in this, and I've been seeing
the lore you wanted.
Well, I've been seeing a lot of people talk about it, and I'm like, well, yeah, it does, but it's not any more really than we've gotten from previous entries, in my opinion. I don't think so.
I mean, they never really, again, at least in the movies that.
They've always said they've hunted for sport, and that's what it's about.
Yeah, again,
and it's like a tribal honor system and all that kind of shit. You know what I mean?
Again, the Predator. Or actually, that sounds more like a game hunter, Joe.
Sure.
Let's say that joke three fucking times.
Which is kind of funny and a one-off, but like
not when they keep twice.
Doing it.
Speaking of the comedy,
again, that's why you don't let Shane write the entire script.
Exactly. Yeah. I was gonna say speaking of the comedy, but I guess we kind of already talked about that. This movie, it doesn't go heavy on comedy, but yeah, Ellie Fanning.
It goes way heavy on comedy. What are you talking about?
Well, again, I just watched the fucking Predator, which the whole movie, 90% of it's comedy that doesn't land. So I wouldn't even. I guess that's where I'm coming from.
Well,
with it.
Comedy that doesn't land and comedy in general are.
Well, I guess they're the same thing technically. Like Jack and Jill does exist.
Yeah, but like,
I didn't think it was remotely as bad as the Predator. I'm using it as a comparison because it's another film in the franchise. I don't mean to keep picking on it.
Sure, no, that's fine.
It's take it or leave it. I liked it, but I could totally see like an annoying android being annoying to some people.
Yeah, well,
that's the character.
It's also this thing with the synths in these new movies and even in Alien Earth where they're like, okay, well now they have feelings and you're giving them feelings, and I'm like.
But only the Ellie Fanning, because okay, we didn't even talk about this, but there's two different ones.
Well, that's what we're getting into.
Okay,
right now. So like this particular android, Elle Fanning, has feelings. Thea. And the reason she has feelings is because she needs to interact with the species on the planet or something. I don't think that's a thing or that you need to really do that.
Well, they explain it later.
I know.
That she's not telling the whole truth.
No, I know, but I'm saying like she says this to Deck and teaches Deck to be more kind, basically, to the things around him. Well, again, which I don't know why the fuck, growing up as a Yautja on his planet, hasn't been utilizing the surroundings like his shit, you know what I mean? And learning all this stuff.
I mean, I'm sure he does, actually, because they show it all at the end of the movie. He just has to kind of go through finding all those things that are...
Yeah, but he gets all the intel from Elle. Or Ellie, whatever the fuck her name is.
He gets a lot of intel from her because she's already been there. I mean, who's not going to take free information?
Sure. Well, she's a tool. He uses her as a tool.
Yeah, and I mean, that's like, all that stuff that's on that planet, like, they established early in the movie that, like, a bunch of other predators have gone there to hunt this fucking creature.
And they've all died.
They've all been killed. So, I get what you're saying, but I would have to imagine this is kind of like... a situation where he doesn't know any of the shit from this planet. So it's like when he finds those like exploding leaves that shoot the spikes out.
Sure.
He's never seen that shit before.
No.
Us as an audience member who've seen many movies are probably like instantly like, oh, that's gonna shoot those fucking spikes out. But he's clueless.
Yeah. But he shouldn't be because he's a fucking Yautja warrior.
Yeah, he should be. But they do.
Do you know what I mean?
No, I get what you're saying.
I mean, he does notice that they're gonna explode as he goes near him and stuff.
He's not totally clueless. But
no, he's not totally clueless.
They do go out of their way to make a huge point. And again, this could land for you or not, that he's not blooded.
No, he's not.
He should have been put down.
Yeah.
The father clearly wanted the brother to do it, and I get what you're saying. He should just kill them if we're going by pure Predator lore.
Not only that,
but I like that the father was trying. It was a test for both of them, is the way I saw it.
I guess
the father's testing both of them. He wants the brother to kill him because he's weak, but if the brother doesn't do it, well, then you're fucking weak.
Yeah.
But the brother circumvents it. Sends Deck to the other planet to hunt the beast, and
he's like, bring back the trophy,
right,
and
the revenge
and prove yourself to father or whatever.
So I didn't mind that. I could see what you're saying earlier, but I felt it worked from a narrative standpoint. I was kind of expecting father to follow him. I did appreciate that it was just the wraparound of the film as he goes back, and I was like, oh, that is very much like a cowboy movie or a samurai movie where, again, both influenced by each other, to be fair, but just that final confrontation that was set up in the opening scene. I like that.
I guess
a lot of Westerns do that, so I like that about it.
I really didn't get that from this.
Really?
No.
More samurai, but I've watched a lot of westerns too.
But it's not like the Predator's a drifter or anything like that. You know what I mean?
I'm just using it as an example. I didn't mean it literally. I'm just saying a lot of those movies, much like samurai films, because samurai or westerns were influenced by samurai films. So I also think of that's all I mean.
Oh yeah, no, 100%.
Sorry, maybe that was a little bit too tangential of a thought that I was putting out there.
Well, I've also heard a few people say that, but I just don't see it. I don't see it.
Definitely more samurai, but I'm surprised. I thought I just kind of pulled that one out of my ass a little. I kind of want to read about what people are saying.
Again, like the Predator. Well, the Predator is an honor. It's an honor-based system on how they hunt and their lifestyle and their whatever. You know,
yeah.
Their way of life.
Like they kill for sport, but they're only gonna. They live for the thrill of the hunt. Again, prey. They kind of go into that with the buffalo. Kind of, they trick you with that. It's the fur trappers. You think it's the Predator, but it's the fur trapper. They're not gonna kill random bison.
No, sure.
Dan Trachtenburg said in an interview that this is the furthest in the Alien and Predator timeline of any film. And they talk about wolves. Ellie Fanning talks about wolves. She says, there's this animal on Earth, the wolf. And
predator on Earth.
The predator on Earth. And she explains how they hunt in packs. And that's kind of her trying to explain to Deck why being in a group isn't a bad thing. Yes, I understand that you guys are lone hunters, historically speaking. But hey, let's do something different, which is a larger point of the whole story when you get to the end of the film, is that he is basically putting everything up on its head and doing it in a different way than all the other predators before him, because that's the only way he can actually survive the situation.
Okay, can I stop you right there for a second?
Yeah.
In Predator 2, there's an entire tribe on the ship that is present for that particular
waiting
hunt.
And watching.
Yeah,
right.
Because he's becoming blooded as well.
Yeah.
So
this is a different situation.
I know, but I'm saying like we've already seen similar things like that
in that respect.
All the way back in fucking 1990 is my point.
And they actually replicate that idea again. It is the newer style Predator spaceship, but the inside is very much that Predator 2 style. They really went out of their way to kind of replicate that, because Predators and the Predator, they didn't really follow up with that idea.
Sleek, yeah. I mean, I do like the trophy wall. That's
cool.
What I was. I do. Again, there was some cool shit, and they had an Independence Day alien head.
Oh, that's what it was from 2. Part 2, that's what
There's
it was.
There's no xenomorph on the wall.
That's what it was. I'm sorry. So now the alien or Independence Day. Where's Randy Quaid, for fuck's sakes? Did he actually get teleported through a Buchanan when he said, "I'm back, boys"? He's alive out there.
They have to fight him in the fucking biosuit, though, right? That's the only way. That's like a worthy hunt.
Next killer of killers. They have that World War II part where they're in airplanes. Let's get the Randy Quaid version. It's the same fucking thing instead of that guy from Florida, that Cuban guy. It's the fucking Randy Quaid. Anyway. Well, I don't know where the fuck I was going with that, but
we were talking about the look of the ship in the new movie.
Oh yeah. I just like that they brought the trophy room back. It seems like Dan has a little bit of an affinity for that second film, even if again we talked about it in Prey. You weren't crazy about the Andolini handling. At least he's a fan. He's including it.
Yeah, but they just took it too far.
I get that.
Now it's like a fight. It's like this fucking big thing that was just like a throwaway thing.
I'll take it in the sense of like these films for the longest time wanted to ignore 2. They don't ever fucking. They're always just talking about the Arnold incident.
I'm so fucking
tired. At least he's acknowledging.
I'm so sick and tired of people hating on Predator 2. It's the fucking best sequel in the franchise, and it's awesome. But even that Predator from Prey is launched off a larger ship.
Yeah, but this one is not so much.
No, because he's just sent away. He's just sent away.
So he doesn't have those people backing him.
I know, but my point is like hunting in the pack, not necessarily that they're hunting in a pack, but they're on the journey together. You know what I mean?
That's a good point.
Like it's not a foreign concept to go together on these hunts. You know what I mean? For the species.
Right. But they do just also talk a lot about he's got to hunt on his own, which again is somewhat of a theme throughout these movies also.
Yeah, that's how you become blooded. Yeah. You have to do a big crazy hunt on your own. Like big game or whatever. Yeah.
So that's kind of an interesting through line throughout the movie. I liked it.
Yeah. I did not like it. I just thought it was a little hand-holdy. I guess it was a little hand-holdy for the larger audience.
Sure. No, sure.
You know what I mean? And I got that, but like we've had these movies for 40 fucking years.
87,
yeah, you know what I mean? So right. I don't know. It was a little handholdy only because they're setting up a bigger universe later.
That is in the background with the alien shit. It's hard not to at least think about that. I think it mostly works. And I keep saying the alien shit. I mean, specifically the android and the Weyland-Yutani stuff, which is a focal point. They end up basically turning into the bad guys of this movie because come to find out the Callus, he does eventually fight. I love that we wait till like an hour into the fucking movie for this to finally happen.
It's really fucking cool.
Because he's fighting like trees and shit out of Evil Dead, which I was like, holy shit, that was kind of cool.
That was cool.
I thought there were snakes in the trailer, but nope, they're tree branches that move around.
They're really cool.
He has that scene in that like razor grass where he meets the little like Sonic guy and fights some kind of creature.
Because spoilers, Weyland-Yutani's there to collect dangerous creatures.
Shocker.
Bioweapons.
But eventually he fights this one he went there in the first place to kill that's killed so many of his kind.
Which is crazy to me because I was like, that kind of like the fight is cool, but like you're telling me that nobody else, none of the other predators have come to this planet and fought this fucking thing and killed it.
Well, again, you might not like it, but I think the point they're trying to fucking drive home. You need help. You can't do everything on your own, Joe.
I understand, but like
tradition is always the answer.
If he just brought some of those fucking freeze bombs, he would have been fine.
The freeze bombs. Let's talk about that, actually.
Well, let's talk about Elle Fanning's other character first so we can introduce that.
Before we get to the Kalisk and the fucking ice bombs.
Because we can spay right to the end in a second.
That's true.
But
the other robot.
The
sister.
It's the same
Tessa.
Model.
Yeah,
one's Tessa, one's Thea, and Thea is the lighthearted kind of Glinda witch of the fucking north.
A little bit, she's the Wicked Witch,
and Tessa's the Wicked Witch of the west.
Oh my gosh, she's Cynthia Vero. She's like out there with that hat, giving looks and shit,
holding her finger.
Oh my god, that woman's a gift machine.
But it's really on the nose, and like again,
it kind of is.
And the emotions,
I don't know why I like it so much, even though it is.
But the emotions given to these characters really don't make sense.
They don't work for you.
They don't work for me because they're fucking synths, and like you can tell me
for the synths, sure. Because again, Thea and Tess are the only ones that have emotion, which we were kind of talking about earlier.
I guess she's like my sister. A sister. This is great. And I'm like, I don't know if she would be thinking in that way, and that's a relatively new concept with the Alien Earth thing.
Well,
so in Alien Earth, spoilers, they give feelings to synths because they migrate children's consciousness that are dying from cancer into synths. That's why I love the intro of that series.
Yeah, okay.
It was awesome. I was like, this concept's great. But like,
I was gonna say though, in Alien Romulus, don't they kind of imply that the main Andy has emotions? Isn't that the whole thing?
He doesn't have emotions.
I haven't rewatched it, so I could be misremembering.
No.
All right, my bad.
No, he just gets confused.
He's
and
like friends with her his whole life. There's that element.
He's like the protector.
Brother.
They call him the brother because he's programmed that way.
I think it's the same concept. Yeah. I mean, how many movies? iRobot is the ultimate, of course. I mean, the book's better, but
it's fine. But my point is like
they're AI. They can learn.
The larger point of what I'm saying is like she's clearly like happy-go-lucky and yada yada yada,
right?
And the other one's like just evil.
It's Darth Vader, right?
Yeah, and I'm just like
Megan.
Okay, and I didn't like the thing they did to her voice and all that shit. I thought that was unnecessary. But
what do they do? I don't remember.
They add like an extra.
A little modulation.
Evil modulation sounding to her voice. I'm like, really? Like, did we need to do that? Okay.
I did like at first. Eventually in the movie, she just ends up being evil. But at first, they kind of set up where she's being tricked by the AI mother, which I thought for sure was going to be Sigourney Weaver, but it just ends up just being a voice on a screen, which I was actually... Even though I just said that, I was actually grateful that it was, and I was like, that would have been too much of an alien crossover.
No, Sigourney's going to be in the new Mando, so there you go.
Oh, is she?
Yeah.
She's still a great actress. She can retire from Alien and Predator.
Jesus Christ, man, they're trying to bring her back for Alien too, and I'm like, stop.
That's too much. Unless we were going to do that Neil Druckmann one from like 15 years ago.
Neil Blomkamp, you mean?
I can't get any of these fucking names right tonight.
Where the fuck did you get Neil Druckmann from?
I knew it was Neil something. I don't know. Anyway, there was that idea, the Alien 4 that discarded 3, but they never made it.
Yeah.
Or I guess it would have been 5.
It would be Alien 5. Oh. Yeah. There's a lot of cool fights in this. There's a lot of cool action stuff. I particularly like the thing where that little device he has where he puts it on himself and it extracts his blood and makes like a glowing like light source.
Oh, that was cool.
I thought that was a really cool
Those freeze bombs,
new thing.
Man.
The fucking freeze bombs that he's got.
Little circles, kind of like the cloak in the Predator was like a little ball.
It was a ball, yeah.
Same idea. He just throws it and it explodes like a grenade, but it's freezes the shit out of you. You're not coming back from that.
Yeah, no.
Mr. Freeze style.
So, and the Talix that we talked about is like the big game on this planet.
Yeah.
It's and you can't fucking kill it. Deck like cuts its head off and it like regrows its limbs and all this shit. It's really cool. Like
it's a fucking Aaron Yeager.
Yeah.
Just reconnects this shit. I'm like, how are you gonna kill this thing? It ain't happening.
Yeah, it's like a fucking Steven Dorff in Blade.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, when he cuts him in half.
And every time you think he's about to kill it, it just reconnects.
Yeah, which it's cool. But let's fast forward to the end here so we can wrap this up.
Sure.
Elle Fanning basically jumps inside a fucking like power loader on crack which is cool, you know, and like and Deck like infiltrates the base to save Elle.
That part was so fucking cool.
And that was fucking cool, man. It's like the first time in the whole fucking movie besides the beginning where he like wears mask and like armor and shit.
Well, because he skins the animals, which they do in all the movies. He wears the skin. He has this little worm creature they hint at earlier that shoots acid.
That he like trains, which is cool. And it's like acts as his like plasma caster. You know?
Yeah. And that Sonic thing they kind of leave behind. He's like, well, okay, that thing, it spits on his face. This is important. And he's like pissed.
Yeah.
But Ellie Fanning's like, no, that's like it wants to make you its family.
It marked you. You're part of its pack now, the wolf pack.
I like you.
Right.
The intergalactic wolf pack.
Right. Yeah, exactly. So I'm only bringing this up because when he's fighting the Kalisk, it's about to kill him and it smells the other animal on it. And then this is when I put it together. Maybe I was a little slow on this one, but it was like, oh, it's the fucking baby.
Oh, I knew exactly.
You figured it out way early?
Once I saw its face close up,
maybe
when they showed it, I was like, oh,
out.
that's its fucking kid.
Because the other time before that, it was like in a CGI model, like a TV screen or something.
Yeah, or even when he fights it. Even when he fights it outside at the site where he killed all the synths.
True.
You don't get a real good look at the face until this part, because it's like right in his face, and he sniffs him, and he's like, "Oh, you're my family," or something.
Right.
You smell like my baby.
Yeah, and then I forget, does he spit on it? Or does he spit on the baby?
No, the baby comes because you think Elle Fanning's dead or whatever, and the
gets eaten by the big ass Kalisk.
This is a fucking Men in Black moment.
Again, you've seen a lot of movies, you know where this is going. This is kind of an obvious one. Big thing eats small thing.
Yeah, well, big thing eats small thing, but Elle Fanning also has stolen the Predator like freeze bombs and plasma caster, so she's like equipped, like a synth equipped with all this shit.
Anyway, it turns out that they're going to go against her because her sister realizes she's just evil and she's never going to like stop.
She's like, "You're not my sister, fuck you."
Yeah.
And it's like, well, okay.
It's classic.
But you're synths.
Well, like classic Utani shit where they just all about the company. I do love how the other synths, they're not the same. A lot of them are duplicates, but they're like just white guys with like haircuts that are all the same.
That guy.
That's a funny gag.
Apparently that guy is the guy who's in the alien suit in the Alien Earth series.
Oh, like one of the more featured synths that is like walking around.
No. He's in the alien xenomorph suit.
Oh, I'm saying the guy.
The monster suit.
Yeah, I got you.
He's the guy. He's the other.
Funny.
He's the other synth that there's a bunch of duplicates.
Okay, yeah. I just thought that was a good gag. If you're gonna do synths, fuck it, just have them all. Too bad they weren't all Ian Holm. That would have been really funny.
I would have blown my fucking brains out, dude.
But going back, I just wanted to fill a little bit of that in between because I thought it was kind of fun to talk about. But yeah, you're right. She's in the loader. This thing's this is when to fight Godzilla. This is not the one Sigourney Weaver used in part 2. No. This thing's huge.
It's got like a fucking buzzsaw on it and all this shit.
They're like, well, we're gonna fight a Kalisk with this thing. We gotta make it 3 times the fucking size.
Yeah. So it ends up eating Elle Fanning, and then like that's when the Predator and the Kalisk have that moment, and they're like, "Oh, this is great," and he like bonds with it and bonds with the baby and all this stuff.
Yeah, the head to head. Oh my god.
And then it starts freezing from the inside out, and Elle Fanning fucking blows it up from the outside like Kay in Men in Black.
Definitely saw it coming. I was just waiting for the other shoe to drop. I was like, okay, is she actually dead? Because this thing's definitely getting blown. There it goes.
Edgar special.
And it's not coming back from that, and it is a little sad of a moment because now you're like, oh, this thing's mother's dead. And he gets pissed a couple times in this movie. One, when his brother's killed, he's ferocious, of course.
Yeah.
Can't do anything about it. Kind of like not a Qui-Gon situation a little bit.
Sure.
Without any retribution.
Oh, yeah.
Well, not till the end,
oh, my God. Now that you fucking said that.
I mean, you keep mentioning Star Wars,
field and everything.
A little bit, right?
Fuck.
It's force fields. Talk about that with the Predator, force fields. I don't know why I'm touching this guy. He's not in that.
I'm just saying, like that whole
Star Wars,
the whole mirror of that. Yeah.
But then, like, he's pissed also when the worm creature saves him from a blast from Ellie Fanning. It dies. He gets pissed. He gets pissed when the Kalisk gets blown up. Yeah. But then the good Ellie Fanning, who keeps getting her lower half knocked off, which is kind of funny throughout the film.
Also, send me up for one of those lower half Elle Fanning.
When she's walking, the ass shot.
The ass, just the ass and the legs part.
I don't know. She was good in this.
She's fine. She's fine. I just, it's not her fault.
Yeah. So they're fighting her in the loader, and between the 3 of them, they fuck this shit up. And then, like, Deck's about to just do the final kill shot, and she finally puts, like, the cover over, like, the glass shield. Like, you can't get me.
Oh, when she's in the loader.
They fucking destroy this bitch big time.
Well, her and, like, Tessa and Thea have this whole thing where she's like, oh, you're not my sister or whatever. We're not sisters. And then Deck just fucking kills her. and takes her head as a trophy.
Well, because he was going to take the Callisk and he doesn't want to take it now. Well, besides the fact that it's in a million pieces, not being able to regenerate from being frozen.
But he takes the fucking baby, and this is where you're losing me because
really,
Dek goes back to Yautja Prime. And he goes to confront his father, and he like gives him the trophy. He's like, "I want my cloak," which is the cloaking device that makes you invisible.
They kept talking about it throughout the film.
And he like throws him
the head,
the robot head, and he's like, "This is it." He's like, "What the fuck is this shit?" And he's like, "Oh."
Well, I guess to show you that they don't know about it yet, or at least this clan doesn't know about the androids.
I guess, but it's not
what he wanted.
It's not the Talisk head. You know what I mean?
Thinks he's full of shit, right?
So he fights his dad and he kills him, and like he uses the cloak on his brother. That's how he killed his brother earlier in the movie, and he tries to do the same thing again to Dek here, and he puts the cloak on, but like Dek like hits the thrusters, so there's like dust, so he can fight him. And I thought that was cool, and he like throws him down and cuts his head off or whatever. Oh, he spears him in the face and takes his mask off.
Right.
Why do they have fucking hair? He's got like a beard. That bothered
me. Why not? I don't know.
It kind of bothered me.
They gave Vegeta's father a mustache. I don't fucking know.
So
looks cool.
So after all that, the Talisk baby comes out, who is now like big now, and eats his fucking head off.
This is talk about another one I thought of instantly. Groot. Groot comes to mind as he gets bigger over time.
Oh my
it's
God.
hard not to think of it, man.
That too, man.
Bro, I mean, I'm saying all this shit. You're saying all this shit, but I was thinking about that. It's because right now this concept is very popular. The last 10 or 15 years.
I know.
The animal companion has been a thing forever. It's just this particular type of animal companion is hard not to compare to each other because they have the big eyes, the humorous elements of it.
Sean, they have overlaid that formula that works because they want to sell shit and put it on Predator. And like, it's just not for me. Because then
I would say even though Prey, it's not a fucking alien thing that can eat people, but it's the dog. I mean, it's obviously very different. I'm not trying to say it's a 1-to-1, but there's companion in that also.
It's not the same way.
I'm not saying it is. I'm just saying the idea of a companion isn't completely foreign to Predator. Even the Predator,
but that's not my problem.
The Uber Predator has the dogs.
Yeah, that's not my problem with it.
No, sure. I guess I'm just going off on a tangent about that in particular.
Yeah,
sure.
So this is my problem with it.
I guess just my point is it's not the first time it's happened.
Because now they're like on a team together. Yeah. It's like Elle Fanning, the Talisk baby, and Dek, and now they're like the fucking Genna Avengers, right? And they're on Yautja Prime, and like this big ship comes, and you're like, oh, what the fuck's gonna happen? Are they gonna like make Dek, a member of the clan? Are they going to do this?
Because they're all taking their fucking weapons out before that.
They're all taking their weapons out, I guess. And then he's like, oh, that's my mom coming. And I'm like, okay. Like, in the comics, the females are actually the
bigger ones. I do know that.
The more ferocious of the species. But like, is he going to have to fight his mom? Like,
Zero. Zero.
I don't know.
Next movie's going to open. He's going to be on the ship talking to his mom. It's the fucking setup for the next movie. That's it.
Yeah, but like I don't need another, and this is another problem I have. Like I don't really need any more of his story. Like I don't want to follow the underdog Yautja because like that's not what the character is for me.
No, I know what you mean. I completely disagree with you. Like I am like, sign me the fuck up. I am ready for the next one. Like I was in the theater. I like all the characters. Yeah. I like the story. I like what they're setting up. I have to on some level, and I almost like sound like, I'm not hypocritical is the wrong word. Like I'm kind of going against the grain of what I usually don't like about movies, I guess is how I want to phrase that. Okay. I kind of said it a little bit earlier when I mentioned Halloween.
You're not a cliche guy. So that's why I was like, huh, okay.
But again, like I said, the adventure element and yes, they are the archetypes. He's the stern Spartan kind of stereotype. Yeah. Again, she's the manic pixie girl.
Yeah.
He's the sidekick. But I don't know. It just all kind of clicked for me, man. I don't know what it is. I guess we're kind of almost at the review part, you think?
Yeah, we're there, man.
I mean, it's right for me. I kind of said it right at the top, more or less. I'm there, man. I kind of hope that we do get, I'll say this at least, we get our Badlands movies. Let's get another just like you want. Like I think a lot of people want. Let's get, maybe not Prey again. Prey, we did say, as similar feel to the first two films. It still is very different. Let's get something more in the vein of those first two movies as a different project. again, an Elseworlds title or the prime Predator movie. I don't know how you would look at it, but a sister franchise, let's call it, that is individual films that has nothing to do with Badlands, and Badlands could be its own thing, because I want Badlands 2. I want Badlands 3.
I hope that's what happens, but that's my concern.
It might not happen,
because I'm like, is that all we're going to get? Is this now?
Realistically,
up until
probably.
Alien vs. Predator? And then it's like, well, are we ever going to have another Predator movie like how I personally want it to be?
I don't know. I'm pitching that, but I'm not talking to Dan Trachtenberg.
They got enough
Disney.
Fucking money where they can make two different kinds of movies. You know what I mean?
That could be interesting.
But they won't do that. I don't think they'll do that because they're gonna you're gonna confuse the audience.
Or they'll do another animated in between, like they did with Killers of Killers.
Yeah, and
which is good, but not the same kind of flavor.
Yeah, but
less people are watching
it has to be animated for you to kill humans. You know what I mean?
Oh, right. Yeah. Well, I just meant that concept of if they're going to do something besides Badlands 2, it's like, well, it's got to go to animated because you know how studios work sometimes.
Sure, but I've heard people say this is a sanitized version of Predator, and it kind of is. It's not that.
Sanitized is maybe not the word I would use, but it is not. It's not your father's Predator. Yeah, there's a better way to put that.
It's not like a gritty.
Yeah, but we talked about that on
comic booky movie.
The last
in my
couple
opinion,
weren't even like that either. Not that that's an excuse.
I feel like also too when I say comic book movie, I don't.
Well, you mean specifically the AVP?
When I say comic, I don't mean Marvel. I don't mean Marvel comics. I don't mean anything that's even akin to the Marvel movies or DC movies. I'm talking about Dark Horse horror comics and of the Predator franchise.
Yes. Just for people that aren't totally clear on that. Right. I knew what you meant.
Horror action, there's tons of blood and all kinds of shit like that. Again, not that I'm going to die on the hill that anything was wrong with this being PG-13, because I'm not going to do that, because I still think you could have did it while it was still PG-13.
But you want your hard R. Who the hell doesn't want that? Let's be real.
No, but I mean...
It's Predator.
Yeah, but you can still keep the feeling of it without having to give it an R, I think.
You think so?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't know how...
While I prefer it, I'm not going to be like, oh, you need blood and guts to be Predator. I don't think that's the problem with it.
It definitely... I think it felt like Predator, but it is definitely more window dressing.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's hard to even debate that one. I can't even argue. But I do like I said, I like where Dan's taking it. It is a very different direction. It's not going to be for everybody, unfortunately.
Sure. And look, I'm happy that people enjoy it. I'm happy that there's, this is a movie that you can take your little kids to and they can enjoy it. But I was watching Predator and Predator 2 when I was fucking 8 years old. You know what I mean?
Again, we've talked about this many times. They made fucking RoboCop toys, for God's sakes.
I know, but I guess that's my point, because yes, you can take your kids to this, and yes, little kids are going to want to be decked for Halloween and Elle Fanning for Halloween and buy the toys and buy the fucking Bud stuffed animal and all that bullshit. It's just unfortunate because we're not going to get both sides of the coin. I don't think.
Now, I mean, until you're shown otherwise.
We've gone full fucking Star Wars and Avengers and Marvel shit with Predator, and that's just what I feel like is going to be the fate of this again.
I'm not laughing at you. I didn't mean it that way.
No, I mean, you can.
I'm thinking at the future of Marvel in general, and I'm like, this is already way more promising to me than whatever the fuck Doomsday's turning into, because every day I read another article about that, I want to just blow my fucking brains out.
That's a talk for a different time.
Yeah, maybe that might be the one we come back to eventually.
Oh, we have to.
I'm way more excited for Supergirl, Batman too, but yeah, let's talk about fucking Doomsday when I want to blow my brains. Let's say it again.
We can talk about those other movies if you want.
Well, in 6 months, actually, it's a fucking year. They delayed it so many goddamn times. We'll decide in the next 11 months if we want to cover it.
I'm more excited for Spider-Man than anything.
I'm curious. I need a trailer for that one. I think I've talked about it before. I love those last 3 films, but on rewatches, they just did not hold up as well for me. And it seems like they're doing the same thing in this film, where it's like everything's still connected, right? Punisher and Hulk. We can't just do Spider-Man. I'm like, come on, man.
I'm okay with it being Punisher. I wish it was Punisher and Daredevil. I don't know why the Hulk's got to be in it, but fine.
Sorry, I'm trying to take this podcast into a different direction. We could talk about this bullshit for another hour, but this is the fucking.
We'd probably get a shit ton of views if we talked about Marvel stuff.
Maybe we will. I don't know. Next year's. We want to do things maybe a little different next year. Maybe we'll dip our toes back in the Marvel pool.
Well, we do watch those movies, but we don't put a high emphasis on them. And,
not our priority for movie dumps.
No, because there's 9 million other channels that are at each other's throats trying to do that content anyway. And I'd rather leave it to them. Fuck that.
Sure. But Predator Badlands, I'm saying it's ripe. What do you think? Is it ripe or rotten?
I'm not gonna say it's rotten. And that was
just not for you.
It's just not for me. Like it's a well put together movie. It's a fun movie. It's action packed. There's a lot of cool shit. There's a lot of cool things to like about it. It's just not for me. Right? Like it's just not the flavor that I wanted, and I'm good. I'm happy.
Man.
I'm happy everybody's having a good time. I'm happy that the franchise is going still. I really hope I can get something akin to those Dark Horse comics, like really get it, because that's what I thought this was going to be, and it did not deliver the way that I thought it was going to.
Do you think, let me just pose an idea to you, just because you said that, do you think because you built that up in your head that affected your viewing at all, or did you try to separate those two?
No.
Just curious.
No.
Because I've done that to myself over the years with things, so I just wonder.
No, because I also have been, I also watched the trailers religiously up until the release, so I kind of knew basically what I was getting, but
you usually don't like flat out spoilers, but you like trailers typically speaking.
I am a spoiler guy.
Depends on what
I was looking the day before, like, is there anything that I should know about it so I don't fucking freak the fuck out?
Totally lose it, yeah. But
it helps if I know about it,
sure,
and then see how it plays out. Like, even though I know a spoiler, I can still watch it and it be fine. Right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying that for the audience if they don't know. 9 times out of 10, you don't care, but every once in a while there's a film you're like, I don't want to know. Just generally speaking.
Sure. And that's probably going to be more towards the Doomsday end of it.
Oh, yeah. I mean? Well, that's going to be rough.
But Doomsday specifically is like, that has to do well, or they're fucking sunk. So it has
to be good. Especially with DC firing on all cylinders, fingers crossed with this WB horse shit going on.
Yeah, we'll see what happens with that. Yeah. I don't know. I just want good movies, and I don't think that's too much to ask from a fucking multi-billion-dollar company.
And is it too much to ask to have 2 different flavors of fucking Predator? I don't think it's too much to ask.
Why can't we have it all? Why can't we have it all?
Utopia of Predator. Can we have it, please?
But I'm saying though,
I agree.
Because see, it's something that Alien kind of hasn't done. Well,
they just did Alien Earth, though.
What I want to say about Alien Earth, because we didn't really talk about it at all.
Sure.
And I'm not going to spoil it for you, but it takes a direction where it's like, it's a similar thing where, like, okay, now we have this team.
Yeah, you were saying that earlier.
Question mark, and I'm like, well, where the fuck are we going with this?
The way it ends, essentially.
Yeah, because there was so many great things about it in the beginning, and again, even with Badlands, there's so many great things about it, but like it doesn't swing the way that maybe I would prefer it to.
Sure, yeah. Speaking of, maybe they're not going to connect Romulus to Badlands. Maybe it's Romulus to Alien Earth.
I was going to say, because Romulus and Badlands, as far as I'm concerned, are 2 completely different fucking movies.
They are. I was mostly joking, but those are the 2 tentpole films. So if you're going to build franchises around these, because again, I didn't like Romulus really. But it did very well. They're going to do a sequel. Yeah. I'm just saying, if that's the direction from an outsider's perspective, that's all I mean by that. But yeah, Alien Earth might make way more sense if they're setting that up. I don't know. Different conversation for a different day, but it is kind of correlated.
The last thing I want to say is you can do something new and fresh without completely destroying what makes the original so great.
Like the legacy almost.
Yeah. Because I've seen a lot of people being like, well, it's Predator, it's fresh and new. What do you want them to hunt the same fucking people over and over again? I'm like, no, but like there is a certain like we were talking about stakes for this movie.
Yeah, sure.
I don't think there was really any stakes to this movie.
Really?
Yeah. I knew Deck was going to make it all the way through. I knew Elle Fanning was going to make it all the way through. Wow. I knew the fucking Bud was going to make it all the way through.
You can make that argument about how many movies. I know Batman's never going to die.
I know, but like it's the same thing like with Star Wars. Like that the main character there's nothing there to be like, "Oh my god," or like, "Oh my god, is he going to really make it?" That's what's so great about the Predator movies, because anybody could fucking die at any time.
Except for the protagonist.
Correct.
Which is what this movie did.
Well, sure. Yeah,
I didn't mean to shit on your point. I'm just poking a little bit of a hole in it, but I totally get what you mean.
All right, here's a better point. I don't need to empathize with a fucking predator. Okay?
I kind of like it, but I get it.
I don't need to. I like putting myself in the Arnold shoes or the Danny Glover shoes, where you have to fight this like crazy fucking monster,
and
because it's easier for me to relate to. And what as a human,
as a human being, rather than trying to step your shoes into an alien.
So you're taking this ultimate,
I get what you mean.
But you're taking the ultimate hunter in the fucking galaxy, whittling down his fucking look to make him look more like a human, and then giving him a more human story
and also
a human
clarifying
journey.
that he's weak. They did make a huge point that he's weak.
They kept saying he's weak, but he kicked that thing's ass when he first met him.
What did you just say?
Yeah,
overcoming.
I know, but
obstacles and whatnot.
I know, but I just think I thought it could have been done a little bit better, and it could have not have been so. Maybe light's the wrong word. Maybe lighthearted's the wrong word. It felt more.
I think gritty was the right word.
It felt more like a kids movie than it did like an adult movie.
I mean. Yeah, I could see. I mean, PG-13 is hard not to think
I
that.
know, but like just the way everything felt.
I mean, yeah, and there's no one walking around talking about their sexual tyrannosaurus.
I don't even necessarily need that. You know what I mean?
I don't know. I just didn't get the same feeling for it. But with the PG-13 and some of the points that we talked about, I get what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I didn't see it that way. But with what you're saying, I totally can connect the dots. I'm like, all right, yeah, that does actually make sense. It's just things I didn't personally think about.
I just hope we get one more like really good, like I would
like an Arnold style.
I would fucking love to see Bad Blood, the comic book, adapted into a movie. I would love to see Big Game done. I would love to see Concrete Jungle be a fucking movie. That would be incredible.
Remember Bad Blood? I think you were talking about on one of the episodes we did, where it's like a rogue predator goes to Earth and it's just killing people.
It's a renegade predator that's just on Earth, just killing people because it loves to kill.
And somebody else, another
predator comes to kill him because he's disgraced to the clan and the tribe.
They did that one. It was called The Predator, Joe.
No, that's different. Fuck you, that's different. That's where like
it's basically it. Based on that description, it sounds exactly like the Predator.
It's not, because that Predator comes to Earth to give us a weapon because the Predators are gonna like wipe us out.
Joe. I'm busting your chops.
I know, but like, but it doesn't hold water. You fuck.
I gotta read it. Maybe we're gonna go back to that. We only did one ever, but the book fair on Patreon. Maybe that's the next one we gotta cover.
Yeah, I mean,
fucking Bad Blood. If you got it lying
around. Bad Blood is a great storyline. Even the fucking the golden angel or whatever the fuck it was, that was the original Predator who like helped that pirate out because he was like unfairly matched. And like the Predator was there like hunting, and he like basically saved him because he was outnumbered and outgunned or whatever. In that comic book, and that's where he gets the pistol from, the
Andolini thing.
The Raphael Andolini pistol. But you know, I don't know. And again, like I can't stress enough how much I enjoyed Killer of Killers, the especially the samurai ninja segment. That one that was great. I was like, can I just have a fucking movie of this? That would be great.
Yeah, no, I agree.
It would be great.
We talked about that a little earlier. Now we're trying to wrap this up, but I think actually the third one was my favorite just because it was so different. This airplane battle, and you never see that in Predator.
It was really cool, especially how we like fought the ships and shit.
Michael
it was pretty
Biehn was in there too. Yeah. He got blown the fuck up.
Yeah, it was cool.
Well, actually, I got chopped off. But anyway, I don't know. I'm always there for more Predator, whether we end up liking it or not. Well, we're there for the adventure, right, Joe? The journey.
We're there for the journey. This was like the Force Awakens version to get people into Predator again. So let's see what happens.
I get what you mean. I'm not even going to debate that. That's a whole. We could go down a whole rabbit hole.
No. But do you know what I'm saying?
Plot wise, no. But promotion wise and
getting asses in seats and making it a bigger franchise than it has been.
Yeah, I mean, I like Force Awakens, but there is a little too much of the fucking A New Hope in that movie, whereas this one is just but for better or worse, so entirely different. But I get your point.
Right, but Right. So we'll see what happens. But, you know, before you get out of here, jump in the comment sections. Let us know what you think about Predator Badlands. Is it a good direction for the franchise? Is it not the direction you wanted it to go? Are you excited for new movies? Do you want a little bit of this new stuff with Deck and a little bit of Return to Form with Predator? Let us know what you think in the comments. And we'll catch you on the next Ripe Reviews.
Later, you beautiful motherfuckers.
Motherfucker.